Hey, what's up guys? I'm Al Kavadlo and this is Ask Al. Today's first question comes from a YouTube user named Root Mean Squared who writes, Al, love your workouts and your advice. Hope to get to retrain. My question is, how do you get started? How do you go from doing nothing to begin to do body weight training? Well, the answer to that question is incredibly simple. The only way to start is to just start. So if you're watching this right now, get down on the ground and start doing some push-ups, start doing some squats, and take it from there. In time, you'll get stronger and you'll progress to harder exercises. I made this video right here a few years ago to help people get started. It basically just reiterates what I just said and also shows you a few beginner exercises. So if you want to start, quit procrastinating and just start. Next question comes from a Facebook fan named Brian Bayfield. He writes, I have a question for you, Al. In CC, Paul Wade talks about flexibility and makes the point that extreme levels of flexibility are unnecessary and inhibit strength development. I'm thinking of doing the ear pressure pose to help with my sciatica. Would it hurt strength development? Well, Brian, Paul Wade and I agree about probably 95% of stuff when it comes to body weight training, but this is one area where we do diverge a little bit. Now, I agree with Paul that extreme levels of flexibility can negatively affect strength. Although, practicing a basic yoga pose like the plow pose or the ear pressure pose as you called it is definitely not what I would consider extreme flexibility that will hinder your strength. In fact, I've got a new book that's going to be out in a few weeks that's all about flexibility training, and that's one of the poses that I suggest people practice. Now, I'll keep you posted on the status of that book. It'll be out in a few weeks, and I'll make sure I share the link so you guys can grab a copy. But in the meantime, definitely start working on that pose and ease into it gradually, because if you're new to flexibility training, just like when you're new to strength training, you've got to take it slow. Last question for the day comes from a YouTube user named Miles Gayton, who writes, would dragon flags have good carryover to the front lever? Good question, Miles, and thanks for keeping it brief. I'm going to keep my answer brief too. Yes, dragon flags have good carryover to the front lever. Check out this video tutorial right here I made on the dragon flag. It's also nice and brief. Well, that's all the time I've got for this edition of Ask Al. As always, make sure you click that like button down there. And of course, subscribe and share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and Google+, and email it to people. Do everything you can to make sure everybody sees this video. I'm Al Kavadlo, and we're working out.